It's 8:30. Good morning, I'm Jessica Rouse with Hunter News. With up to 758 housing development lots across the region approved by Maitland Council over the past month, concerns have been raised about the lack of infrastructure in place to accommodate the growth. At Tuesday's council meeting, 71 lots at Thornton and 176 at Louth Park were approved just weeks after 511 lots were approved for defence housing, also in Thornton. Maitland MP Jenny Aitchison says the government need to invest in Maitland to ensure these people have adequate facilities.
Maitland is slated to be a growth centre. We're taking up the slack of the government's failure to deliver housing affordability in Sydney and Newcastle and many of our other major centres. So people are coming to Maitland because we have relatively lower cost housing than a lot of other areas.
Police are on the hunt for a man who threatened a delivery man in Maitland last weekend. The 21-year-old pizza delivery driver had parked his car in Lee Street at about 9 p.m. on Saturday night when he was approached by an unknown man. The driver assumed the man was coming to pick up his pizza, but the offender allegedly held a knife up to the driver's throat and demanded cash. The armed man is described as Caucasian, aged in his late teens with long black hair and a medium build. Anyone with information is urged to contact police. A Stockrington man accused of branding his longtime mate with a horseshoe appeared in Newcastle local court yesterday via video link, pleading not guilty. Fairfax reports Parry's partner and alleged co-accused Melanie Christine Buchanan also pleaded not guilty to allegedly burning, bashing and branding a man with a horseshoe who was renting a caravan on their property. The pair will face a trial in Newcastle District Court. The alleged victim was also allegedly king hit and later told police he could smell his skin burning during the attack in October last year. The Hospital Services Union have announced it will ramp up its campaign to ensure the new Maitland Hospital is built 100% public. The announcement follows the state government's decision to scrap the private-public partnership and replace it with a not-for-profit operator to run the hospital. HSU New South Wales Secretary Jared Hayes says he views the announcement with a healthy dose of scepticism.
47% of households in the Maitland catchment don't have private health insurance. That the people of Maitland are under some pressure, and I can't understand why a government would single this hospital out, as it has with the Northern Beaches Hospital, to run a different model to the rest of the state.
Port Stephens Mayor Bruce McKenzie is suing two people over a Facebook post which claimed he inappropriately touched two women. The defamation case was initiated in April when the mayor was said to have allegedly fondled two women in their 20s without their consent at a Nelson Bay Business Awards night. This week, he said the allegation was just laughable. And the Hunters business community is mourning after the sudden passing of Michael Slater on Tuesday after a short illness. Mr. Slater had recently stepped down from his roles as chairman of the Newcastle Permanent Charitable Foundation and Regional Development Australia Hunter. While being a part of the RDA, Mr. Slater oversaw many regionally significant projects and provided governments with input about the Hunter's priorities. He leaves behind a long legacy in the Hunter as a member of Surf Life Saving Australia, and he was on the board of directors for the Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
New South Wales supporters are left devastated yet again as the Blues went down to the Maroons 22-8 last night in the Origin Series decider. After stealing the first game in Queensland, the Blues looked to continue their success over the next two games. However, they were unable to perform at a high enough level, losing their 11th series in the past 12 years. Newcastle's Dane Gagai received the Wally Lewis Medal as his standout performance made him the first winger in Origin history to take home the award. Extra kicking practice will be on the agenda this week for Newcastle 5'8" Brock Lamb after his missed penalty kick after the buzzer cost the Knights the game last weekend against the Bulldogs. After inexperience proved costly in the final minutes, Lamb says he is moving on from last weekend.
Hopefully I'll never do anything like that in my career again, but I'm learning from it and it's hard to take at the moment, but I'm moving forward.
And Curry will take a big hit this weekend against top-of-the-table Western Suburbs as they lose playmaker Terence Siu after taking an early guilty plea this week. The former NRL hooker was penalised for a Grade 1 reckless high tackle, however had his sentence halved, meaning he can play next weekend against Maitland in a battle for the wooden spoon. And the winning numbers in Wednesday Lotto are 24, 11, 34, 17, 23 and 22, and the supplementaries are 15 and 29. 2NURFM news time is 25 to 9.